Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make pumpkin spice whoopie pies. Now we have done whoopie pies before. We've done chocolate whoopie pies, which are absolutely delicious. It's on our YouTube channel, but it'll put a link somewhere up there if you want to go see them over there. All right. But the reason I decided to make the pumpkin ones is I came across a video and they were making pumpkin spice whoopie pies. I said, "Oh, that sounds delicious." I said, "But I'm going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit more keto or carbohydrate friendly, okay? And we're going to make a few easy adjustments to it. And I wanted to go over a couple things before we get into the big part of the recipe. All right, first thing I wanted to do is, so we're going to use the Truvia cane sugar blend, okay? So this is 75% fewer calories and carbs than regular sugar. Now, the important thing with this is 2 times as sweet. So whenever you're baking with this, you're going to use half as much as the recipe calls for sugar, okay? And it makes a big difference. I have before I realized that, first time I made something with it, it was so sweet, you gotta hardly eat it. So remember, and of course always check whatever brand you're using, check the packaging. But in this particular one, the Truvia cane sugar blend is 2 times as sweet. All right, now, this recipe also calls for some brown sugar. So now this, a good example, this is cup for cup the same sweetness. So you don't want to cut the brown sugar in half. Use the same amount that it calls for in whatever recipe you're following. All right? And then this one here, this is just regular Truvia stevia leaf sugar, but this is more like a powdered sugar. And in this recipe, it actually calls for 3 cups of confectionery sugar for the cream cheese frosting. We're going to tweak that a little bit, and we're going to do this live with us as we're doing this video, because I've never made them this way. But anyway, the next thing is the pumpkin, okay? So when you get to your pumpkin, you want to make sure that it says 100% puree pumpkin, okay? You don't want pumpkin pie filling that you just, take out of the can, you throw it in your pie shell, because that's already sweetened and has got all the other spices in it, okay? So remember, 100% pure pumpkin puree, all right? Okay, so then the next thing that's important, that's the oven that was preheating to 375. But the next thing important in this recipe is it calls for both baking powder and baking soda. So as I'm sure you all know, both of these are rising ingredients that will make your pastry or your cake, your batter, light and fluffy, but they do it in 2 different ways. So that's why it calls for 2. All right. And then the funny thing is, pumpkin tastes like pumpkin, right? It's not particularly sweet. It's not spicy or anything. So it's pumpkin spice because we're using pumpkin spice. Okay. This is a blend that I've used for many years. You can make your own or whatever your favorite one is. Okay. So pumpkin pie spice. And then we need some regular cinnamon. And some vanilla, of course. We're also going to need some vanilla for our cream cheese frosting. Now, originally, I've changed that a little bit too. That from the original recipe, it called for less cream cheese, and it calls for some more butter. Not that I have a problem with butter. This recipe has a lot of butter in it, so it is lower carb, lower sugar, but it's not lower fat. All right. So as we're making, I'm going to experiment a little bit. Because I'm using more cream cheese, I think I'd either have to use more butter or less butter. So I'm going to make it thin it out a little bit. So we're going to use some light cream, or if you've got milk, I didn't have milk in the house, we only have fat-free milk. So I'm going to use some in the house right now. So I'm going to use some light cream. All right. So, and then the other thing I wanted to point out is that the butter should be melted, but not hot, okay? Because we're going to incorporate this in with our eggs and we don't want to cook them, all right? So this is melted. It's a little tiny bit warm. By the time we're cooking, it'll cool down a little bit more, even more. Now, we got the mixer out because I'm going to use this for the cream cheese frosting. But this is the type of batter or cake. You don't want to over mix it, so we're going to do it by hand. All right. I think those are the couple things I wanted to go over. So again, the sugar, make sure you're sweetening, make sure you're reading it, and if you're using it cup for cup, or you need to reduce it. All right? All right. I'm going to put all this stuff away. We'll come back and we'll go over the rest of the ingredients as we're putting it all together. So see you in a bit. Okay, so to go on with our recipe, we've got our flour here. Now, of course, all the ingredients and the measurements will be in the recipe, so I won't waste our time going over that, all right? So we got our flour, that's our dry ingredients. We got our baking powder, our pumpkin pie spice, a little bit of dash of salt in here. Of course, salt always brings out a little bit of the sweetness. What else we got in here? Our cinnamon. Got all our dry ingredients. We've got our baking powder and our baking soda, okay? So you want to put that in, and we want to get that pretty well incorporated or mixed together. Wade just said as he started to put the camera on, oh, I can already smell the spices. Right?
Cinnamon.
The cinnamon and the pumpkin pie spice. All right, so we got those all mixed together. All right, so we got 4 eggs in here. Now again, I'm doubling this recipe. The recipe that'll be accompanying this video will be just for 1 batch. I'm doubling it because I'm going to use, I think, a little bit more than as far as making them a little bit bigger. Because I look at it this way: if they're too small, then you're going to eat double of them. If they're too big, you might have too much. So I think I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. So anyway, I'm going to make 2 batches. Plus, also we'll have, if they come out good, we'll have some to share with Wade's people at work. So we want to just give that our eggs, beat them up a little bit. What I had in here, I had my vanilla, so I had the eggs and the vanilla in here. That's good enough. Just get them slightly incorporated. All right, and then we can go in. So like normal, we're going to go in with our wet ingredients would also be our butter, and we can put that in now. That is cooled down. A mix, and we could put all our sugar in there. That's the brown sugar and a little bit of white sugar, or the 75% less calorie sugar. We'll need a bigger spoon. And then in goes our pumpkin puree. And give that a stir. I probably should have reversed the bowls because I'm not going to be able to get all that flour in this little bowl, but that's all right. And you do want to get that relatively smooth. It looks like it's midnight, of course, or late in the night, but it's actually just late afternoon. It's not even nighttime yet. But of course, thanks to daylight savings, it's dark out. And just try to get out most of the lumps. This will start to incorporate into the flour anyway, so that's good. And we can move these out of the way. And of course, you're going to need some cookie sheets with parchment paper. And I'm going to just put this all in there. And like I said, we want to mix this, but we don't want to over mix it. So That just kind of means you want to get it. All your flour absorbed. Look at that. There wasn't even any flour in there, but yet there's still flour on my counter. How did that happen? So almost like you're folding it in. There we go. Throw it on the counter.
Like a wind-up toy.
That's why I hate working with flour. All right, so you don't have to sit here and watch me stir this. We'll come back when it's all incorporated. All right, guys, we got our batter beautifully mixed. Thanks to Wade, it was getting too hard for me to mix, so he mixed it up for me. All right, so in this in the mixer, we've got, and of course, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer, you know, you can do it by hand, but that's a lot of work. So anyway, we've got our 2 packages, 8 ounces each of room temperature cream cheese. All right, I put a little bit of vanilla in there. I put a teaspoon of vanilla in there. Now, again, like I said, the original recipe calls for 3 cups of confectionery sugar. This is, I'm using this, this is just, you know, cup for cup the same, but I'm not going to use that much sugar. So I'm going to start with a 1/2 cup. All right, and then we'll give it a taste. So we're looking for a nice whipped sour cream. You want it to be, you know, not spreadable, not really liquidy. And the softer your cream cheese is, the faster it's going to mix up. Now see, that's too thick. All right, I'll just show you that. Yeah, actually, that's not that bad. That's actually would make a nice consistency because we're going to use the way we're going to use one of the little scoops to do it. But I am going to add just a touch of. So we're going to say, hold on 1 second. I'll be right with you. Entertain yourselves while I'm. All right, just so that I can measure it so that we have an idea, I'm going to start with about 1/4 cup of light cream. So remember that. It was 1/4 cup so far. And just lighten it a little bit. I think 1/4 cup is going to be what it will be. Scrape the side down a bit. Don't want to use, oh, that's all right. I can use this. I thought I was going to use it to mix the batter, but yep, that looks pretty good. I think that's going to be the ticket. Oh, that looks good. Give it a little taste. See if it needs a little bit more. Oh, that is good. Yep. And again, I'm going to say 1/2 cup of sugar is tasty. All right. So, oh, that's delicious. We'll give Wade a little taste because he's sitting there with a little.
Well, I'll say no one else is going to take that since you licked the spoon and put it back in there.
Well, that's all right. I did, didn't I? Oh, well. Don't tell anybody.
That's really good. Yep.
That'd be good, just like on carrot cake or whatever. All right. We don't need that right now, so we'll put it aside. And don't tell anybody that I licked this spoon. All right, so our next step is our cookie part. I go through a lot of spoons when I'm cooking. Now this you could taste, but of course there is some more eggs in there, and everybody says not to do that anymore, but I used to lick the beaters and the spoon all the time when my mom was baking, and I'm still here 25 years later. A little bit more than 25. But all right, so now because I'm not 100% sure how much this is going to spread, I'm going to start with our big scoop. All right, and so try to keep them somewhat uniform. And I'm going to use the scoop because we're going to sandwich these together. So I'm going to say we're going to put at least 2 inches apart. Hopefully, we're going to try to get 3 in a row. What else exciting is going on, hon? It is, what's today, the 6th? Mm-hmm. So, it's December 6th today, depending upon of course when you're watching this video, but we do have one of our big wreaths outside on the porch, but we decided we also put a big wreath on one side of the house, and we decided to get a bigger one this year because that other one was, well, we've had that at least 20 years. It didn't owe us anything, and Wade was having to change lights on it and everything, so we got that was a 48-inch one, so we got a 60-inch one. But that's not going to come until, what, the 15th?
The 15th, yeah.
So, and then...
Could come sooner?
Yeah, it could come sooner, yep. And then, of course, we have started to, I don't know if any of you have, is the video of the tree a couple of years ago still out there?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was, that was at least a couple of years ago. That is, so we've already started to take the ornaments out of the box and get them ready to go on the tree, or when we put the tree up. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to get till what, next weekend maybe. We'll shoot for. All right, guys. So we've got. Oh, look how pretty those look. All right. So we've got our oven preheated to 375, and it's going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. All right. Center rack, put them in. Okay, set a timer for 9 minutes.
Sure, 9 minutes. And we're starting now.
All right, I'll give them a check a little before that. Again, so it's kind of like a cake batter. So when you touch it, you want it to spring back a little bit. It should still be moist and it shouldn't be cracked and dried looking. All right. So while we're waiting for that, I'll start on the next one, and we'll see you when these ones come out. Okay, guys, let's check them. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, those look perfect. So again, like a cake, you want to have a little bounce to it. I'm going to give those another 2 or 3 minutes. All right, so far we've been 9. Okay. Set a timer for 2 minutes.
Sure.
And I'll see you in 2 minutes.
And we're starting now.
Okay, Google, cancel. All right, guys, I think they should be perfection now. All right. Yep, those are perfect. All right, so now we want to let these cool down a little bit before we remove them from the cookie sheet. So we'll put them on a rack here. We'll let them cool down for 3-4 minutes. We'll take them off the cookie sheet, put them on the rack, and those need to be fully cooled before you fill them. All right, so this is going to make quite a bit of cookies. I can't wait to see how many we get. But I've already done a couple other pans. So we'll see you in all our pumpkin spice tops and bottoms to our whoopie pies are done. See you in a few, we'll see you in 30 minutes. Okay, guys, my first batch that I've taken out of the oven is completely cooled. I got a total of 48 out of that recipe. So, of course, we're going to, that's a sandwich cookie, so half of that. All right, so the last thing to do is put our cream cheese frosting in. So you can do the course with a spoon or with a scoop. So you put a little bit in the middle, just squish them together and give it a little twist, and there you have it. A pineapple pumpkin spice whoopie pie. All right, well, I can't wait to eat these. It's going to take me a while to fill them all so that way you can take some nice pictures, and then we'll sit down with a nice cup of coffee and we'll have our treat for the night. See you in a little while. Well, once again, the best part of cooking is the eating. Yay. They look, they smell. We have not tried these. We've, have no idea. Hopefully they're going to be good.
Nice and soft.
Look at them. Look how bright. Yeah. Nice and soft. All right, you go first. Because it's going to be messy.
Wow, those are good. Those are really good.
Oh, those are delicious. Oh, nice.
They did?
Now, guys, remember, this is low carb. We lowered the sugar a little bit. It's not low fat. And certainly, if you have an issue with sugar, you would want to not eat the whole plate. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a treat. But they are delicious.
They are.
Oh.
The cookies are nice. And the spices come out.
Yeah, delicious.
Cream is delicious. Awesome.
That'll firm up a little bit too as it gets a little bit more towards room temperature too. So, well, not being as messy, but
The cookies are nice and moist too.
Yeah, moist. They're delicious, guys. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed watching us make our experiment here. It came out pretty good.
Good. I think we're done.
I'm done for now.
Yep. Hey, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video.
Ciao.
Bye. This came out great.
Those are delicious.